Hi, I'm Dr. Mukesh Gupta from Lenest, Malad. With regards to diet and food during pregnancy, there have been a lot of myths and miscommunications over the years, especially in our culture of diet. So let me bust some myths and misconceptions. So the first and foremost is that a pregnant woman should be eating for two. That is, जो आप pregnant हैं, तो आपको you are supposed to eat double the diet that you are eating. No, you're not supposed to eat double the diet. You're just supposed to eat a little extra, that is 300 calories extra, and not more than that. And that's because your baby doesn't require so much calories. Whatever extra you're eating, you're going to bring it down to your waistline. And trust me, it's extremely difficult to lose it from there. Second myth. If we have dark things, our baby will become dark. And if we have white things, our baby will be fair. Oh my God. It is the genes that decides whether you're going to have a fair baby or a dark baby. It has got nothing to do with the type of food that you have. So don't bother. Eat what you like as long as it is healthy and that's nutritious. Third myth. If you have papaya or pineapple, you will land up with an abortion. Now see, this is one myth which is one of the most ingrained myth when it comes to nutrition in pregnancy. The moment you get pregnant, the first tip you'll get, don't eat pineapple and papaya. I have had patients coming to me and saying, oh my God, doc, my friend, she knew I was pregnant and still she gave me a pineapple raita. Now listen, small pieces of these things will not cause any problem. There are some enzymes in papaya and pineapple and similar such food, which in large amount can lead to problem. But one or two pieces, a small amount will not harm you or your baby. So please don't get paranoid about it, right? Fourth myth, that if you have kesar, your baby will be fair and healthy and etc. and etc. Well, kesar is a good thing and it is a good flavor, no doubt about that. But having large amount of kesar is not going to make your baby fair or healthier. So just a little bit, few strands of kesar in your milk is definitely nutritious and good and healthy and more important than anything. It is very lovely flavor and you will like to have it, but it will not land up with a fairer baby. Next is tea and coffee. Can we have tea? Can we have coffee? If we have coffee, my baby will be dark. No, it is not that the baby will be dark or lighter, but the tea contains something called as tannin, which will reduce the absorption of iron in your nutrition. And that is the reason why we say that you should avoid tea, especially when you're having your food. Same thing goes with caffeine in large amount. If you have 1 or 2 cups, it's not going to harm you or your baby. But if you're addicted to it and you're having large amounts of caffeine or coffee, it is not good for you. Next myth, that is fish. Doctor, seafood is to be avoided during pregnancy? That's a common question asked. Well, seafood in general is not bad for you. If you're a non-vegetarian and you're used to having fish, especially your Bengali friends, they cannot survive without that. But what is important is mercury containing or toxic fishes are to be avoided, which can cause problems. But otherwise it is not. But those high fat containing like salmons, etc., they in fact contain some element omega-3 fatty acid, which is good for baby's brain development. So on the contrary, it is not bad. It is good for your baby's development if it is properly cooked, hygienically taken care, and last but not the least, it is not toxic. It's not mercury containing toxic material. So that's another tip. Next common myth is, if I have fruits or curd or something, I may get running nose or a throat infection, or I'll catch up a cold or a flu. Myth, absolute myth. On the contrary, fruits which are rich in vitamin C, the citrus fruits, are not only good in improving your immunity, but also it helps in absorption of iron, and hence it is actually better to have them. As regards curd and dairy products related to that, on the contrary, it contains probiotics which will help in digestion of your food and also improve the immunity of your gut, and the gut flora becomes better. So on the contrary, it makes sense for you to actually have them. Next comes the ghee. 1 canister ghee is something which is very important for a pregnant woman during the course of pregnancy. Well, that ghee is only giving you ghee, and that is fat, and it is not going to give you a lot of other nutrition. So if you're having that extra ghee, it is, yes, if you require that extra calories, then it is necessary. But if you think that it is going to make you healthy and your baby fat, it's a bad idea, because extra set of fat cells is not good anywhere, neither in your body nor in your baby's body, if it is a healthy nutrition. Another very common myth is, if I am thin, I can get away with anything and I can eat anything or whatever I want. No, if you are thin, then you need to understand that whether you are thin or fat, the nutrition or the quality of food that you eat matters. So it doesn't matter whether you're thin or fat, but what you eat matters, and it should contain all essential nutrients which are necessary for the pregnancy to be there. And that is one of the most important things. Now, some people just love Chinese food, and they say, the doctor, we've been told that don't have Chinese food. If you have Chinese food, it is going to harm your baby, especially the Ajinomoto, etc. Well, a blanket no for Chinese food is stupid, because the whole of China is surviving. They've got larger population than us. Then how can Chinese food not be good for a pregnant woman or a baby? It is the way it is cooked and the way it is stored and the way the ingredients are added, which is a little bit of challenge. If a properly hygienically made food, it's like a fried rice which has been pre-cooked and kept for hours and hours outside and then given and served to you, is a bad idea. But if it is a nice freshly cooked food, and if you're having it in the house, it's not going to harm you or your baby. Avoid adding the additives like Ajinomoto, etc., which can help you to be a little more healthier than the otherwise things. Eggs is something which people say that, oh, it'll cause a lot of heat and it'll cause abortion. Well, no, eggs is quite healthy. In the course of pregnancy, it is really good and there's no harm to it. Another set of questions is about the dairy products. So whether to have full cream milk or a low fat milk, and it is not good to have low fat milk, you need to have full cream milk during pregnancy. Well, full cream and low fat has got same essential minerals, vitamins, proteins, etc. What is differing between them is the extra amount of fat which that contains, and it all depends on you. If you need that, you can have a full cream. If not, then you can have a low fat milk. It's not harmful as long as the milk is pasteurized, all right, because we don't want the microorganisms to be transmitted there. What about cheese, doctor? Can we have different types of cheese? You can have pasteurized cheese, not raw fermented cheese, which are otherwise considered to be delicacy, but they may also carry some infection along with them, and that's not what we want. Can we have cold drinks? Aerated drinks may not be a great idea during pregnancy, especially the fact that when they are, repeatedly heated and chilled and heated and chilled, and those kind of bottles which are repeatedly used, may not be a great idea, because there have been some studies which claim that these are going to be harmful to your baby and fetotoxic, and that's why we need to avoid them. Instead of that, you can have some extra juices if you're really thirsty, and that will help you better. Another thing is that if I have soda or if I have cold drink, my acidity will come down. Well, another thing is that if I have a lot of gas and if I have a cold drink, I will feel relieved. Well, that gas which comes out after you drink your cold drink is actually the gas from the cold drink, and it is not your gas which is coming out. So it is not that it helps you to relieve your gaseous distension. No, it is not so. On the contrary, it may not be a great idea to have an added drink, especially if you are feeling bloated and because of the gaseous distension that you feel during the course of pregnancy. I think last but not least, there are some food materials like coconut. There is some people who say the coconut is extremely healthy in pregnancy, but there are a huge lot of people who say don't have coconut, otherwise the baby's head will become big. It's a myth. It doesn't lead to that. Coconut water is definitely a good idea to have during the course of pregnancy, and even a coconut is not a bad idea. But it just leads to excessive urination if you have it in the later part of the day or just before sleeping. And that is the reason it is said that you have it in the first half of the day, so that you don't feel like passing urine again and again in the middle of the night. Well, there are so many more myths and misconceptions that we can go on. But the basic thing is, anything in moderation is not going to harm your baby. And have different types of varieties of fruits and vegetables. This will help you to have a healthier baby. And remember, no matter what kind of food you have, it is not going to make your baby fairer or taller, or it is not going to make your baby darker. It is just a myth. Thank you very much.